been a week after Rolling Loud, and me and the baby still trying to figure out who threw that busted ass goddamn Adidas on stage. It wasn't even two of them; it was just one.
Right, he got good reflexes, bro.
Whenever you hear that MVP chant, you already know what's the deal. It's the most valuable podcast in the world. The Hitmen Podcast. Chris checking in. Mo here. What's good, dog? How you feeling?
All right, I'm good, bro. I'm doing good, man. Chilling. Finally got a chance to really relax. I've been moving around for the last few months. Finally got a chance to sit down and chill and focus, get my mind right. So I'm feeling good, man. How about you, bro?
I'm cool, dog. I got something for you. I want to play something for you.
Let's go.
I've been trying to figure out how to bring you in a little bit better because I'm running out of shit that rhyme with Mo. You know what I'm saying?
You done with the names?
Nah, I got a couple more, but I got a drop I wanted you to play. I need to get your approval. Feel me? Since we on YouTube, I figure I get your live reaction. So let me play this for you. So when I go, Chris in here, you feel me? Mo in here.
Oh, here we go.
Mo clothes, Mo blow.
Maybe.
you know, that's some heat. That's rose. So it's a little heat. I like that. We might have to go back to the drawing board, but so far, out of 10, you can get at like a 7. That's a strong 7. I like that a little bit. That's cool. Yeah, just run. This gonna be a weekly thing. You're gonna be running by crazy ass ad libs by me.
I just gotta get something to stick. You feel me? We in 4K now, so we gotta. You know, we gotta keep it moving and shaking.
Yes, sir.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Otherwise, though, man, I'm cool, bro. Took my daughter to swim class, podcast princess. She upstairs chilling, but
yeah,
I forgot how tiring swimming can be. I'm whooped, like for real. I'm taking the last little bit of energy I can to put out episode 50. You feel me? We on 50, by the way. 50 cent, 50 burger. You feel me?
This is the 50 piece. 50 piece spicy. We made it to 50. Feel good. That's just the beginning, though. We just getting started. We just getting better. We just figuring out what we doing, and we at 50. You know what I'm saying? So that, I mean, to me, that's a scary sight. So I'm feeling good about where we at right now. I know you just mentioned swimming, right? So I kind of said something earlier, but yeah, man, I'm glad you're taking your daughter swimming. I wish it was something that I was doing when I was younger, but
What you mean?
Man, bro, like starting next week, I'm gonna be taking swimming classes for the first time. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna go ahead.
Next week.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there, man. Look, bro, I gotta learn how to swim. I done been on these vacations. I've been going places where the water is so nice. Yeah. Like I be getting in the ocean. I'm like, yo, I can only go waist deep because after that, man, it's spooky hours. So I'm gonna challenge myself as one of my goals. I'm gonna go ahead, take some swimming classes. Hopefully, take it easy on me, and I hope to learn how to swim before the end of the year. So I'm gonna have to keep you updated on it and see where we go from here. I don't know how it's gonna be.
Remember, we on YouTube now, so.
I know.
We don't have to get footage. Don't get out there.
No.
Get the flopping like a goldfish out of their tank. You feel what I'm saying, bro?
We might have to document the process. You know what I'm saying? What Olympics at in 2024? What they at?
LA.
Well, no, I think that's 28. But wherever we gotta look up where it is in 24. You might have to be my manager. We might be shooting for them goals.
Oh, you already know, man.
Come on, man. Michael Phelps. I'm at your neck.
Yeah, my daughter looking like Katie Ledecky from the last Olympics. Not this one, though. You feel me? Not this one. We appreciate y'all checking in with us each and every time we do it. Episode 50, not 49, not 51, 50.
Yes,
y'all can check us out on the YouTube each and every week. Y'all know how we get down. It's the Hitmen Podcast, the MVPs of the pod game. Hit us up on the Instagram at the Hitmen Podcast, at Labeled and Known, and of course, at Mo_Sal1. We got a lot to talk about. Make sure y'all rate, review, and subscribe everywhere that podcasts live. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, way more than that. But y'all know the usual suspects.
Everywhere.
Now that we got that out the way, bro, we're going to get into it. But how you, like, this COVID shit, there's really no getting away from it. We in the new normal now, right? But So I was at the draft last week, right?
Yeah.
And we had like a meeting that had to do with mask shaming. Like, I don't know what the fuck, where it came from. You see your face? Exactly, right? But for the first couple of days, I was the only one wearing a mask. And I'm vaxxed up, vax boys.
Right.
But
Straight up.
People nasty. Still. It's still people that be picking boogers, you feel me? Walking around flicking them, don't wash their hand. It's people that will go in stalls, take a whole shit.
Yeah, that's filthy.
Get up, won't wipe their ass, won't wipe their hands, and go right back to work. Boom. So, you feel what I'm saying?
That's filthy.
So I wear a mask. So we had a meeting. And bro ass was like, you know, that people might have young kids at home. They might have elderly parents that might live with them, this and that. And they can't afford to bring that home. So if you see somebody wearing a mask, you know, don't trip. And I'm the only one in the meeting wearing a mask. So if somebody is me, I'm somebody. You feel what I'm saying? So they, you know what I'm saying, do the corporate, whatever. Bro, the next day, the NBA sends out a mandate saying anybody that's on the floor for the NBA draft is required to wear a mask. Outside of the players and their families. Anybody that can't, from cameramen to audio guys, lighting guys, whoever. If you on the floor, you got to wear a mask.
Right.
So my thing is like, it's just becoming too much of a political thing. Like, you know, it's certain stuff that's taboo. You can't talk religion with certain people. You can't talk politics with certain people. And now it's like, if you ain't pro-vaccinations, I can't really bang with you. That's how some people feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's a crazy thing, man. First, on your first point, this whole situation, this whole pandemic, this coronavirus, everything, it really brought to light, one, how nasty people are. You're right about that. People are disgusting. People don't wash their hands. Dog. They don't clean up after themselves. They sneeze all over the place. They don't know the proper etiquette when it comes to like taking care of yourself and making sure that you're keeping yourself safe and others, right? So now we've kind of like exposed that. But it's crazy that even with all the stuff that's going on, and I know that the science trying to figure out how this virus is being spread, but we still don't really even know how it's getting passed around. And people still, I can guess, with all of that, man, acting nasty as hell. So one, that's trifling. It's trifling. Two, this is a big thing about, you know, being vaccinated and not being vaccinated, right? It's your choice at the end of the day, whether you want to do it or not. The shaming people for wearing masks, though, and trying to stay safe from whatever may affect them or their families is kind of crazy to me, though, when you think about it, right? Because it's your choice. That's like, it's like wearing a condom or not wearing a condom, bro. That's your choice.
Talk about it. Talk about
now, it. You might look up a year later and, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have a little blessing. But that's on you. And if you don't feel like it, and you could wake up one day and have something else. Like, it is what it is. You taking a chance. Nobody's around here shaming people for that, but we shaming people for wearing masks, right? So it's kind of crazy. It's crazy on that point, right? And people are shaming people for getting vaxxed or not getting vaxxed. But if you're looking at the science and you're looking at the numbers, I mean, bro, people are dying that are not vaxxed. So I'm not here to say vaccinate yourself or not vaccinate yourself, but why? If you're looking at the numbers and you're looking at the science, why are we shaming people for getting vaccinated?
New York out here incentivizing it. They like at certain spots, if you get vaccinated, they give you $100.
See, and so all right, so that's the next layer to it, right?
Yeah.
There's these campaigns to get people vaccinated, and whether you vaccinated or not, like I said, is your opinion. I mean, it's whatever you want to do.
Right, it's your choice.
It's definitely your choice. But when I see things like people giving out money for getting vaccinated, when I see Juvenile and Manny Fresh hopping on a remix to back that ass up and talking about backs that thing up, like I start to have second thoughts like, all right, man, what's the agenda, right? What's the agenda? Yeah. And also, how much are they paying? It's big pharma, whatever. How much are they paying these guys to come up here and give the message of spreading the vaccine, or getting the vaccine? So there's a lot of different layers. I could understand why people may think that, oh, this is just an agenda, but I could definitely see the other side of it because I see people who have been directly affected by the effects of COVID. So mass shaming, it's weird. I think it's weird. I think that whatever your preference is, that's your choice. You just got to live with the results. So, wear your mask, bro. Stay masked up, dog.
Live or die with the results. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go. You live and die with your choices, bro. But yeah, stay masked up. You mask shaming, you need to find a new hobby and find something else to do. Read a book or something.
Sorry we took y'all down that road. It's
no, that's wild though. It is kind of wild. I mean, shit.
With no further ado, man, let's get off into it. Y'all know how we do it. It's the timeline. We start with NBA free agency. We're going to get to the draft in a minute. But, or did you want to flip it up? Did you want to do draft first, or did you want to do free agency first?
Man, take it wherever you want to go. I mean, you're playing that California love.
I tried to bring it in the right way. I wanted to give you California love because
you're playing that. Hey,
apparently.
Let's go.
Apparently.
Let's go.
The next NBA championship is the most important. Apparently, it can't just be won with AD. It can't just be won with LeBron. Oh, no, we got to go get more folks.
We taking down the Avengers this year, bro.
Sounds good. In case you've been living under a rock, on a night where the NBA draft was supposed to be the topic of discussion, Russell Westbrook is on the move. The former NBA MVP signed a deal. He's on his way out west to join the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, my God.
Dog.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. The Brody, the Brown, and the King?
Little LeBron and Big LeBron, basically, finna team up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this is nuts, man. Let's talk about the details of this.
Let's talk about it. I've had you talk about it.
All right, let's get into the details of the trade. All right. So Washington Wizards and the Los Angeles Lakers agree to a trade for Lakers will get Russell Westbrook, and in exchange, the Washington Wizards will get Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, and they also got the 22nd pick of this 2021 draft.
Damn.
That's kind of a hefty load for Russell, but bro, you are bringing somebody who has averaged a triple-double in 3 of the past 4 seasons. Straight up. And you adding him with somebody who's, I mean, LeBron, it's always a flip-flop, whether he's the best player in the league or top 2 or top 3, whatever, right? And then you added him with Anthony Davis, who is a top 5 player in the league. But at first thoughts, when I'm looking at this trade, I'm looking at it, and it's like, all right, this is crazy, right? You adding somebody like Russell Westbrook to the Lakers, it's like a foregone theory that, okay, they're going to the finals. Now, excuse the loud music in the back. I know you probably hear that. They thumping. They're going crazy.
Nah, I hear. All
right. It's California. We're ugly. All right. So, but you add an element like Russell to LeBron and AD, and it seems like, all right, it's all good. But, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how this is going to go, because LeBron is somebody who needs the ball in his hands. He orchestrates the offense. He controls the entire ball game. He literally tells people where to go, where to cut. He controls it. He's like the maestro. AD, Swiss Army knife. He can do whatever you need him to do. He can go outside. He can score inside. He likes to get the ball on the perimeter and go to work. That's his game. Russell Westbrook's game, though, is predicated all on him having the ball. He is Mr. Triple-Double. That means he has the ball in his hands all the time. He's getting assists. He's grabbing the rebounds. He's a one-man fast break. Sort of like you said, little LeBron. So when you get this dynamic together, you look at it like, what's going to happen? Now, apparently, there was a meeting between Russell Westbrook.
Let's get to it.
LeBron and AD about a week ago.
Right.
And in the meeting,
right.
And in the meeting, they want to talk about if they can make this happen. And apparently, allegedly, LeBron said, hey, if it works, I'll move to the 4 and play some power forward. And AD said, if it's going to work for everybody, I'll move to the 5 and play foul forward. This will probably allow Russell Westbrook the space that he needs to still be able to do what he does and get triple doubles. I'm assuming that LeBron in this case is going to play a different role going into year 19. I think that he's going to be a little bit more hands off. It sounds impossible. I can't even imagine LeBron not being the orchestrator of the offense, but I could see somebody like Russell Westbrook. He's a triple-double threat. He's an amazing rebounding guard. And when you have him getting rebounds, as soon as he gets the rebound, there's no outlet pass. He is the fast break. So the first thing I think, the Lakers are going to play way faster than they did last year. They were in the bottom 5 when it came to pace in the league. So Frank Vogel is going to have to find a way to make that work. But I think that immediately makes them a team that gets up and down on the break. And AD at the 5 opens a lot of things up for them. Lobs, you know what I'm saying? At the 4, allows LeBron to take advantage of his matchups on the 4, and it allows Russell Westbrook the space to operate. But they're gonna need some shooters, bro.
First of all, let's back up a second.
Go ahead.
Why ain't nobody getting tampering fines? Ain't nobody getting caught up on nothing. My man's like, is he Thanos? Like, can we just, is that the situation?
Who you talking about?
This nigga went to Drake's party, no mask on, after he basically like thumbed his nose at the COVID protocol that the NBA set forth. Called Adam Silver and was like, bro, I'm playing. I'm coming back. I'm playing. Shut the fuck up talking to me. Then in the middle of, you're in the middle of the season. Well, not the middle, but the end of the season. Mm-hmm. You having talks with Russell Westbrook at your crib.
That's his guy. That's not tampering.
His guy. Then they said they had a meeting where people were saying they were going to put egos aside. If that's your guy, how are there egos with guys? You and me as guys, ain't no egos. We ain't got no meetings.
Sometimes you gotta have, when you got a common goal of winning the championship, sometimes you gotta talk about
that. What Russell Westbrook just said, his winning the championship was getting drafted. He said that was his championship. He said he didn't need a championship to validate his career. Now all of a sudden, you ring shopping or you a mercenary?
Well, you know what?
You out here ring chasing? What's up, bro? Which one is it?
It's very interesting because I'm gonna be the first to admit I've been on Russell Westbrook about his play, and it's a reason why Russell Westbrook has been traded from OKC, from Houston, and now from Washington, and this will be his fourth team in the last 4 years for an MVP. That is unprecedented.
We talked about that when we first started this. MVPs don't get traded.
Yeah, it's unprecedented that an MVP has been traded to 4 different teams in 4 years, right? And a lot of that has to do with not because, and you look at it like, damn, he get triple doubles. He averaged a triple double every year, yet he's getting traded. But there's a reason for that. His shooting has declined very much so, right?
Sound like somebody we know.
Last year, who? Whose shooting has declined?
Who?
Go ahead, name him.
We not in a Chinese restaurant. Ain't no who you here.
Name it. Whose shooting has declined?
LeBron.
Wow. LeBron. Numbers don't say that. But okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that right now. But Russell Westbrook, last year was his first year, and I'm not going to quote it, but it's been about it's almost a decade where he shot over 30% from the 3-point line. So his shooting, and as you know, 3-point shooting is at a premium in this league. So when you look at it, he can't shoot the 3 well, and his 2-point shooting, his mid range has kind of fell off. That used to be his bread and butter, but he can't really hit that anymore at the clip that he used to. So a lot of people have questions about that, and in the playoffs, it gets exposed more times than not.
Then y'all let Kuz go. KCP's gone. Mm-hmm. Caruso's in jail for smoking. Mm-hmm. And who else is left? Mm-hmm. Harold's gone. So who else is left on the team for y'all to shoot? Or the Lakers not done? Are they not done making moves? Y'all got twins?
They can't be done because currently the only people that are under guaranteed contracts are LeBron, AD, Marc Gasol, and Russell Westbrook. So they got to fill out the roster. They got to try to bring THT back. They got to try to bring Caruso back. You said what now?
Drummond gone?
Drummond is a free agent, and I'm pretty sure he's not coming back on a minimum deal. So you gotta look at it like the Lakers are going to have to, because they at the salary cap between LeBron, AD, and Russ. They're making $130 million between those 3. So when you look at it, they're at the cap, and now you have to fill out this roster with they have 1 mid-level exception, so they can pay somebody $9 million. But at that, now you're adding veterans who just want to come on a minimum and they want to win a championship.
You want Reggie Jackson? You want Reggie Jackson?
Reggie Jackson is going to get paid. The Lakers don't got even enough money to even start talking to Reggie Jackson. He made a lot of money in the playoffs with his play.
Cam Reddish?
They're going to look at it like this. Let me tell you the names that they're going to probably have to be looking at.
I'm going to beat you to the punch. Yeah, what the fuck? That's the other thing. So niggas is talking about Rudy Gay, Carmelo, DeMar DeRozan. They said they was talking to DeMar DeRozan before Russ, and then so imagine like, so what you doing? What you doing after this? What you doing after this? Like, y'all want to pull up to the crib? Like, you know what I'm saying? We kicking it. We're gonna have drinks. We're gonna have this and that and the third. Blah 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 blah. This DeMar DeRozan texting Shorty, and then Shorty stopped texting him, and then he get on Instagram and he see Shorty at, you feel me, Bron in them crib. You see Russ at Bron in them crib. Like, damn, I thought you was coming over.
Let me ask you this though. So you named a lot of names in this. You named a lot of names. You named KCP.
Come on, bro.
You named KCP. You named Kuzma. You named Hero. Right. I'm gonna just be honest. Are any of them Russell Westbrook? Just be honest. If you were GM and then Russell Westbrook was on the table, we're looking at look, and let me tell you, Kuzma, I'm gonna cut him some slack. He got better year by year. He got better, but he was asked to sacrifice on a team of greats. He was asked to sacrifice, so he had to sacrifice his role. I do believe that Kuzma can score in this league. I just believe that the role that they asked him to play in LA it wasn't enough for him.
Right.
So good for him. I think that him going to Washington and playing with Bill, if that's how it's going to stand, is great for him. KCP, he for that championship run for the Lakers played a huge part. His shooting got better. He was one of the probably the most consistent 3-point shooter that the Lakers had. So in that regard, you're going to miss his shooting, and you're going to miss his ability to be able to pick up shooting guards and other guards 94 feet. And he was really a tough defender. So you're going to miss him. Montrezl Harrell really didn't pan out with the Lakers. He really didn't. His game or whatever that happened with Frank Vogel and that rotation with him and Marc Gasol and Andre Drummond, it didn't really work out for him. So this is a fresh start for him as well. You get Russell Westbrook, who's going to come in and make an instant impact. I don't know what the Lakers are going to do, but it's going to be fun to watch, and it's going to be hilarious to see LeBron's reaction when Russie does some of that wild shit that he does.
It's going to be the same one he gave JR in the finals. The same one.
So we'll see we'll see what happens with that, but they have to fill out that you might want to look at a JJ Redick, his desire is to stay on the East Coast, but you may want to see if he want to take a minimum deal to be a shooter. You also want to look at a Patty Mills. Patty Mills is available. So you want to look at somebody like that. Of course, DeRozan, I don't know if they're going to get him with that money situation. You want to look at somebody like Iguodala. They need a center. You might want to look at bringing Dwight Howard back. I think he'll be open to coming back and playing for them. You got to fill out the roster with veterans and guys and shooters, veterans and shooters. And they got to all be on the court that the championship is here. Now, I'm going to ask you this. Russie, AD, LeBron versus KD, James, and Kyrie. Who you got?
Did you see the post that Bleacher Report put up?
No, I didn't. What's up?
Bron and it was Bron and Russ.
Oh yeah, KD and Kyrie.
KD and Kyrie, and then they pointed at their all uniforms.
Yeah,
I got the Nets at full strength.
Okay, all right.
I got right now. At full strength.
Right now, I agree with you. Right now, I would take the Nets. I don't know what the rosters will look like when it comes to the finals, but this is setting up. If we can get the Lakers and the Nets in the finals, it's setting up to be box office. I'm paying for 7 games of that. And on top of that, lost my train of thought because I'm so gassed about this trade. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super happy about it.
Why? Y'all gonna lead the league in turnovers. It's gonna be a bunch of attitude back and forth because Bron gonna call for the ball and Russ gonna be like, what?
Thank you. I just remember what I was gonna say. Everybody has been on Russ about how he can't win, how he can't get it done, how he can't win in the postseason. If Russell Westbrook gets a ring with the Lakers this year in LeBron's 19th year, what does that say about my boy? What does that say about King James? What does that say about him? KD couldn't do it. KD couldn't do it. I mean, respect to KD, but they couldn't get it done. They was up 3-1 to the Warriors. They lost it. They couldn't get it done. He went to Houston with James Harden. They couldn't get it done. They got their boots smoked by the Lakers in the playoffs. And of course, you see what he did with Bradley Beal. So if LeBron could get this done with them, we're going to have to take a real good look at that conversation again. I know y'all don't, it's nothing that he could do to ever surpass Michael Jordan in a lot of y'all eyes, but damn, and if Carmelo comes in, he get Carmelo a ring? Oh my God. Oh man. Let's topic, bro. I'm gonna leave it alone. I see I just said enough for you today.
To be continued. We're gonna stay with free agency.
Yep,
so it came out today. We recording on Saturday. Kawhi is gonna decline his option and become an unrestricted free agent after leaving the Clippers. Chris Paul's gonna decline his, is it $34 or $44 million option?
$44 million option. You got $44 million option.
With the Suns, he's gonna be a free agent as well.
You know what,
man,
Chris?
free agency is on fire already. A couple of other notes. Malik Monk is gonna be a free agent. Zach Collins
Yeah.
You mentioned Iguodala earlier. The Warriors are looking to bringing him back as well. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, the Warriors it's probably gonna be between the Warriors and the Lakers who bring Iguodala back. He's a veteran at the tail end of his career, so he's looking to win. I don't think Iguodala has made a lot of money, and I think that right now he's just trying to join a team that's gonna be in the hunt for a championship, and you can't go wrong with either the Warriors or the Lakers at this point.
Evan Fournier off the heels of fucking smoking the USA men's basketball team. His contract talks have stalled with the Celtics, so he's going to be a free agent as well.
Yeah, I see him moving on in that situation.
Me too.
I think the Celtics are trying to find a way to create some space to get somebody, even though I think that they should try to retain Evan Fournier.
Yeah.
I'm looking at let's just get back into Kawhi Leonard and the situation with him and Chris Paul. Them declining their options and going into free agency. For those two guys, it means nothing. What they're doing is just going to renegotiate and stay with their teams. I'm pretty sure Kawhi is going to renegotiate, and he's probably going to do a one-and-one deal. So he's probably going to sign a 2-year deal with the option to be a free agent after next year, and it opens him up to sign a 5-year, $230 million max. It just makes sense for him, right? And then Chris Paul, I mean, he declines the $44 million deal, but for him, his situation is, I mean, it's a little bit more. I think he stays with the Suns. It'll be surprising if he entertains.
You don't sound
leaving.
Too confident. What's the percentage? What you think percentage-wise is going to get him to stay?
I think it's 80%. I think it's 80% that he stays with the Suns. I think they had a good run this year. I think that he really likes that team. He really connected with Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, and those guys there. The 20% that I'm talking about could be a team trying. There's a point guard. Teams need point guards.
Dallas,
Miami
needs a point guard. Miami,
Dallas
needs a point
guard.
Dallas
needs a point guard.
Philly needs a point guard.
And one team that nobody's talking about, New Orleans Pelicans, needs a point guard. Don't be surprised.
I'm not going there my last 3 years to win a championship. I'm not going to New Orleans, bro.
Don't be surprised if they snag a point guard like Kyle Lowry. I'm not saying Chris Paul, but if they were to come in close to getting Kyle Lowry, I would understand. You got Zion there. You got Brandon Ingram. Another free agent that we didn't bring up, Lonzo Ball. He's going to become a free agent, but it looks like he's a restricted free agent. But it looks like the Bulls are going to make him an offer for it looks like 3 or 4 years for $80 million. And it looks like they have a mutual interest there.
I don't like that. I like Kobe.
Really?
I'm gonna stick with Kobe White. I like Kobe White over Lonzo.
I like Kobe White. You can play them though. You can play. So let me tell you, you can play Kobe White and Lonzo. Kobe White, but first and foremost, he's coming off a shoulder injury. So I don't know if he's going to be ready for the beginning of the season or not. But coming off a shoulder injury, he's going to be limited coming back at first. But Kobe White is a scorer. Lonzo Ball is a terrific passer. No matter what anybody wants to say, he's a terrific passer. He sees the game really well. With Lonzo,
his shot is coming back too. His shot is coming back too. And nobody can ever question his defense. He's one of the best defensive guards in the league. You're right.
Yep. So I like that. And the way that they throwing out money these days to all of these players, getting Lonzo for $80 million on a 3-year deal is kind of a deal. It's a good deal.
That's the same deal that Zach LaVine got though, and that's what I'm scared of, because if they give him 80, he's coming off an $80 million extension when they matched Sacramento's offer sheet when they tried to scoop him. And then Zach LaVine, I think he has bird rights too, so he's gonna be eligible for a Supermax. Zach LaVine is cool, bro, but I'm not paying Zach LaVine no Supermax. Nah, dog. He's the third best player on the championship team. Somebody will. Not me.
They throwing out money. Cats is getting money, bro. Cats getting money, and the way that you looking at it, like, look, let's talk about it. Another guy is going to be a free agent. We talking about money and not paying guys. You see what Dennis Schroeder's asking for?
Yeah, tripping.
I don't. He's asking upwards of $150 million.
Yeah,
I like his game, but $150 million, bro.
You think you can make the league right now?
That just means that he knows.
You think you can make the league right now? If you really put the time in, like practice every day, become the best you can be, you think you can make the league right now?
No,
on a vet exception?
Nah. Nah, bro. You don't watch enough YouTube and you don't watch enough Instagram. Nah, bro. You can make the league.
I can make if I practice every day.
Let's get into it.
Become the best I could be. A year from now, I can make the league, bro.
All right. Let's put it like this. I'm glad you. It's
niggas that can't shoot. It's niggas that can't shoot in the league right now. It's niggas that's in there 6'7", and just because they hacks in the intramurals or they hacks in the G League, they get a 10-day contract. All you gotta be able to do is knock down a corner three, bro. That's it.
It's the hardest thing in the world when you got pressure on you to make that three. Why do you think the cats go play with, and I had to keep bringing them up, but let's go say cats go play with LeBron. They make a whole bunch of threes playing on a trash ass team. Then they go play with LeBron and them lights be on them every night. And them boys can't even hit 20% of threes, especially when they get to the playoffs. And they be wide open. Danny Green, a hell of a shooter, went over there and played with the Lakers and couldn't get consistent. It's just the lights of sometimes playing with people. Now, I'm glad you went here. NBA players, people don't understand how good they are. Even the guys that's on the bench. Isaiah Thomas, not Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas, but IT.
Yeah.
He is currently not on the NBA roster at all.
True.
To me, makes no sense. But if you're not on the roster, people think that you can't play. Isaiah Thomas just went to the Atlanta Pro-Am League and just dropped 65. 65 points in the league. I'm telling you, Chris, I seen a video about Brian Scalabrine. Some kid challenged him because you know Brian Scalabrine, he just, when you look at him, body look bad, look like he can't get a bucket. Some kid that was in shape challenged him to a game, said, I could beat you one-on-one. Yeah. They played to 11. Brian Scalabrine won 11-0. I'm telling you. It's Kelly
ass gonna kill me though when he see this. He be like, what? You said you could make the league? Right? Why you crazy? You crazy? Stupid. What's wrong with you?
I mean, we can set it up. If an NBA player is looking at this and they think that and they want to,
I'm cool. I'm the MVP.
Why not?
I'm the MVP of the pod game. I'm cool. I found my niche. I got my talent.
You good. Smart.
Y'all can have it.
You a smart man.
Yeah,
you a smart man. I respect.
I'm cool. Dog.
I respect these NBA players. I respect them, man. I really do respect them, man.
Don't mind me. Don't worry about it.
It's all love. It's all love.
So Kawhi is going back. CP3 is going back, you think?
I think CP3 is going back for sure. Dragic, let's watch this situation. Goran Dragic, the Heat exercised their team option on Dragic, so they picked up his contract,
right?
Which would pay him $19.4 million.
Right.
But I honestly believe, and everybody thinks that this is going to happen, just reading on what's going on, Miami is trying to land Kyle Lowry. And they also trying to pair him with DeMar DeRozan in Miami. So this might be some type of sign and trade that's going to happen soon. Because I don't see the Miami Heat. I mean, Goran Dragic's role has kind of decreased there in the last couple of years, and he hasn't really produced to the level that I think that the Miami Heat want him to produce at. So I think that somebody like Kyle Lowry, you pair Kyle Lowry and his pit bull mentality with a Jimmy Butler, oof, and then you somehow get DeRozan to come, would be amazing.
It'd be a much more well-rounded team. I will say that, though. My thing is, they declined Iguodala's $15 million option, so they're trying to free up some cap space. People been talking about picking up Kyle Lowry for the past few weeks, even before the final started, bro. They said the Lakers wanted him, Philly wanted him, the Knicks got the money for him, the Heat got the money for him, the Pacers are looking for a point guard. If he's gonna move, he would have been moved by now. You feel what I'm saying?
Think so?
I think so. I think we would have been able to peg down the one or two teams that had a legit chance. And the thing is, we haven't heard anything from Kyle Lowry at all. Feel what I'm saying? They already telegraphed they move when they went in the draft, and we'll get to that in a second, bam. But if I had my pick, I'm going to Miami. I'm going with Pat Riley. Pat Riley is the man with the plan. He has been for a while. And he's big on development. It's not just about signing big boy free agents every year, unlike some people on the West Coast. You feel me? They think that it's not just about players. It's about already matured, peak of their powers players, just putting them together and seeing what happens. Bro, this is not Space Jam. Trash ass movie. trash ass movie, by the way. Trash ass movie, by the way. Trash ass movie, by the way.
Bro.
Yo, I think Kyle Lowry's gonna be the perfect fit in Miami. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing Melo there, but Melo gotta come off the bench. That's just my opinion.
And Melo in Miami?
Yeah, off the bench. I think he can come off the bench.
I don't think I respect it. I respect the take. I just don't think he lands there. It's crazy. Speaking of Melo, you see who had interest in him, not the Lakers. The Lakers. So I think he ends up with the Lakers. I think that him and LeBron finally reunite and just get that, you know, be on the same team. It'd be kind of cool, both in the 19 seasons, like trying to chase a championship. I think that that's cool.
What happened to Chris Paul going to the Lakers?
Oh, not enough money over there, man, for that. It just wasn't. I mean, you got to go with the sure thing. Russell Westbrook is available. Russell Westbrook brings a different dynamic. He's a lunatic. Russell Westbrook is a lunatic. And we got to go back to it a little bit. But LeBron has never played with somebody as crazy as Russell Westbrook.
Volatile. You're right.
This is going to be hilarious. And you know they like to dance and do all this shit. I think that this season with them two is going to be like, you might as well just take a camera and follow them around.
I think the closest attitude wise that he's ever played with was Udonis Haslem, like a goon mentality. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it might bring something out of him.
Obviously, Russell Westbrook is far more talented than Udonis Haslem, but just from like carrying yourself, I always go back to KG. I always harp on KG like a dog. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like a dog on your team. He might not, and KG was uber talented, but when it comes down to like, yeah, I'm gonna throw a hard foul, or I'm gonna be the one to step in if it's an altercation, or if I feel like they getting too physical. Just somebody kind of regulate. We ain't soft, and I don't think that the Lakers are being seen as soft. But I think Russell Westbrook is gonna bring a certain level of toughness and tenacity that's gonna elevate them, and they're gonna get ugly wins and ugly buckets when they need them the most. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%. Like you said, I don't think that there was a soft connotation on them, like they're soft. But when you see AD going down with injuries every other game, and like you will see how the Lakers, like they kind of they'll mail it in sometimes. They'll mail it in. They know they're not going to win. They'll mail it in, and you be like, oh, they're not even trying. That's not going to be an option when you got Russell Westbrook on the floor. That is not, because he'll let you know, hey man, what we doing? Like what we do, one of the things that you got to respect about Russell Westbrook is the way that he approaches his game and his professionalism. He is as professional as it gets on that court. He don't care. Remember, he said his only friend was Spalding. And I mean, it's Wilson now because they switched to the Wilson basketballs. But you know, you just got to respect his mentality. And you're right. I think that this is something that, like, Udonis Haslem is one of those guys that's well respected in the locker room. He brings that toughness. He's a goon. He's not taking any shit. And that's what you get with Russ, but you get the numbers that come with Russ. You get the skill that comes with Russ. And I think that rejuvenates LeBron in year 19, in which he's always been kind of complacent. And I'm not saying complacent with winning, but like complacent with just being the guy who has to be that for the team. Now you have somebody who's more than that, because LeBron brings the intensity, but not like Russ. Not in year 19.
Let me try this again. Hold on.
That might. I like that. I like that now. I like that now.
Yeah. When you on fire.
How many minutes we in now?
I think we 30, 40.
30, and that sounded better 30 minutes in. Shit. All right.
Yeah, when you were cooking, I had to give you your props, bro. Let's talk.
All right, let me see.
Let's talk the draft.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
Let's talk.
Go ahead. Yeah, sir.
So
let's get into it.
Before we get off into the picks, right? Let me stop the music. Fuck this. Let me stop the music, man.
Stop the music,
bro.
DJ, what up?
DJ D-Rec, cut the fucking beat. Dog, you cannot be on TV doing this, bro.
Steph Curry, two of the best to ever do it. When you look at Modi,
what the fuck is this?
That shit beat him up.
Hold on.
No,
Hold on. Play it again.
Thompson, Steph Curry, two of the best to ever do it. When you look at Moses Moody, what he did in college.
Dude was fed up. Moses Moody. He's here. Hey, look. Like, come on. Hey, Big Perk is hilarious, by the way. I'm sure he tried to do his thing for ESPN. He's doing his thing, but come on, man. Moses Moody name beat him down. Beat him up. Like, he was done. He was defeated, bro.
You remember when James Harden threw his hands up after he seen Giannis was taking forever with the free throws? I'm sure that's how Reese Davis and them felt with him trying to get this Moses Moody, dog.
He should have just said Mr. Moody. That's all he had to say. After the second time. Bro,
I was with a championship where you was that Similac on your breath, Quavo. Let me tell you something, my brother. When we coming from Beaumont, Texas, you had to keep what on you. And I know what it's like going to school with high water. Nigga, what are you talking about, bro? Moses Moody.
He a country boy. Kendrick Perkins makes for good TV, man. I'm sorry.
Good TV?
That had me dying laughing. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. It wasn't even that. It wasn't, let me tell you, it was not that was making me, that made me cringe. So we're gonna go through this draft, right? And we're gonna get to these picks. But he called Evan Mobley. He compared him to Bill Russell. I don't know if somebody heard that. I don't know if it skipped past people's ears, but he gave a comparison of Evan Mobley from USC, who was the 4th pick in this year's draft, to the likes of Bill Russell. This man hasn't played one NBA second.
Let me hold. Let me.
Bill Russell has 11 rings.
Let me stop the music. Stop.
Was a player coach.
Fuck this. Let me play something for you. This is what this nigga sounded like. Shout out to my boy Denzel, little bro. Appreciate you. Avid friend of the show, listener to the show every week. He sent this to me. Let me show you exactly what Kendrick Perkins sounded like.
DJ Envy, Angela Gee.
Let me know if you remember this.
God damn, girl. Y'all got some names on that. What up? You already know who it is. It's me, Web of the Tree. I found Young Savage, Sweet John Jr. Doing what I do, and I'm doing it. With my girl, DJ Envy, Angela Lee, Angela Yee. Damn. Hold on. DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlotte McGay.
That was legendary.
Man. DJ Envy, Angela Yee,
this
and
is Kendrick Perkins. This is Kendrick Perkins rehearsing.
DJ Lee.
Name.
Hold up. DJ Envy, Angela Lee, and Charlamagne McGain. What up? You already know who it is. It's me, Web of the Tree. I found Young Savage, Sweet John, and you rocking with DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlamagne. Charlamagne. Hold on, say it.
You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it, man.
Hey, look, Charlamagne, the go. Who that is? The asshole.
Who that is?
Come on, you ready to do it?
Yo, them names be beating people up. Them names beat people up, bro.
You get paid to be on TV to do this. What are you doing, bro?
Hey, man. Sometimes you get tongue twisted. I'm just trying to say, I'm like Moses Moody. I'm saying it 3 times. I'm like
Moses from the Bible. Moses Malone from the NBA. What's wrong with you, folks?
I think he was just having he had the yips. I'm gonna just give him that. He had the yips.
Kay Cunningham went number 1 from Oklahoma State.
Yes,
Bonafide
sir. Let's go, man.
Detroit. Shout out to MG. Y'all already know what it is. The Defining Moments Podcast, BlissSportsNetwork.com. Big Dog. What up, though? 7 Mile Player, West Side Detroit. They are ecstatic. I don't know if y'all seen Jalen Rose's reaction, but he was hype. Kay Cunningham has said in multiple interviews he wants to live in Detroit. He's embraced Detroit music, Detroit culture. He put the shades on in the interview.
He put the buffs on. That man is Detroit. He legit want to be there. And I think like Detroit fans, y'all have to be ecstatic. Y'all have to be happy. Most players, when they get drafted to a team that's in a smaller market that may not be the best team, when they get drafted number 1, they don't act like how Kay Cunningham acted when he got drafted. He's embracing Detroit 150%. He wants to be there. He says his goal is to get to the playoffs in year 1, and I'm believing him in the Eastern Conference.
Let me tell you something.
Kay Cunningham, if you never go ahead.
I'll let you. So the draft was not packed like the usual years because it was raining in Brooklyn. Raining the day of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Kay did a bunch of interviews after he got drafted. I think he stayed almost 2 hours after he was drafted. Typically, when you get drafted, you take your pictures, family, X, Y, and Z, and then you go party, you go celebrate. He stayed, signed every autograph. I'm talking about Walked through the arena, bro. He kept the hat on from the time he put it on all night. So salute to Cade Cunningham, bona fide superstar. I think he's gonna be selling jerseys like nobody's business the second they go on sale. But I'm talking about every kid that wanted a selfie, and I watched it with my own eyes. Every autograph, sat, talked with people, gave him some really dope quotables. But more than anything, he said he wants to be in Detroit. He wants to be a bad boy.
And Chris, why wouldn't he? If you look at that Detroit roster, they have some young guns there. You got Jeremy Grant there. You got Sadiq Bey there. You got Killian Hayes. You got a nice roster, and you got a coach. And I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting this guy's name. That came from the Raptors. You got him there. Sorry about that. But they got a promising team that is going to make a run at the playoffs or the play-in now that it's sticking there. The play-in will be there now, so that's going to stay. Cade Cunningham, if you're not familiar with his game, I'll just tell you, he can do everything. He can do everything. I mean, that's just. I mean, Jay Billis called him maybe the best all-around prospect since LeBron in 2003. That's saying something. I mean, the man can score at all levels. He can score at the basket. He can score in the mid-range. He can score from the three. He can dribble the ball. He's a legit 6'8". You know, he can do everything. He can pass.
Two-way prospect.
I mean, look at this guy, man. Let's talk about Cade, man. I'm sorry, man, but Cade is just like, Cade can do it all. He is not afraid of the moment. In college, he like in clutch time, like clutch buckets. I think he doubled up whoever was second. He had the most and he doubled up whoever that was in second place with clutch points in the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes of a ball game. So what you're getting is somebody who is poised, somebody who, you know, is ready, and somebody who wants to be there. So that's going to be great for Cade. And I seen something that I think is going to stick with him. He's playing in the Motor City. His first name is Cade. Motorcade.
I heard the Cade Crusader.
Motorcade. I love Motorcade.
I like Motorcade too. That's hard.
Something's gonna stick with that. I think that's gonna have a ring to it. I think that he's marketable, man. And something that I seen, I didn't know that he's been vegan since he was like 16 years old. Like, do you know how hard you got to be in high school to go vegan? You know that you're trying to get somewhere when you're doing that. Oh yeah. You know, and yeah, man, great. Had his daughter up
there with him, all of that, bro. That was hard.
Love to see it, man. So good for like, congrats to Cade Cunningham. We are gonna be excited to see where his journey goes. But I love the number 2 pick. I love the number 2 pick.
It seems like the whole Ignite team got drafted in the top 10, boy.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Number 2
I'm talking about Michael Jackson, rock with you vibes with that suit. You dig what I'm saying? I bang with that. Jalen Green, in case y'all don't know. Super scoring talent, superstar in the making, bro.
Yes,
and he did it his way. He didn't do the one and done route. He learned how to handle his money. He's very well spoken in these interviews. He took that time in the G League very seriously, and it paid off with the number 2 pick. H-Town got a winner in him, bro.
Yeah, man. Jalen Green so Jalen Green is it, right? But this draft had 2 number 1 picks. That's just me. That's just in my opinion. You couldn't go wrong with Jalen Green. You couldn't go wrong with Cade Cunningham. Jalen Green and he said it. He tweeted this maybe a couple months ago. If I had went to college, maybe we would have. I know for a fact it would be a different talk about who the number 1 pick would be. But it's all good, right? Jalen Green was going to UCLA. I want to say he was going to UCLA, and he forego his college experience to go to the G League and play for the G League Ignite team.
Right.
And he played well there. His career high, and I think his last game with the G League Ignite, he had 32. So I mean, look at it. Look at him already. He's he's an amazing athlete. He can score at, like you said, at all 3 levels. But with him, it's the star power. Look how he dresses. Look how he, like, his swag is something that you can sell in Houston, right?
I fuck with it. That's my speed right there, dog.
The swag is something you can sell in Houston, especially after losing somebody like James Harden. Now you got him there in Houston. I think that's going to be great. Him and Kevin, golly, what's that kid's name from Houston?
Kevin Porter Jr., bro.
Kevin Porter Jr.
And you was talking about Dwayne Casey on the Pistons head coach.
Dwayne Casey. There we go. Thank you. So Kevin Porter Jr. in that backcourt with Jalen Green, I think that's going to be dynamic. I love what they're doing there in Houston. They kind of making up for losing James Harden and Russell Westbrook and CP3 and Clint Capella. And I mean, I could keep going.
Where you think John Wall fits in those plans, and Christian Wood?
Christian Wood is going to fit in amazing with them. He's going to eat. Christian Wood is going to eat. As far as John Wall, he's going to have to be the vet to show them the way. He's going to have to be the vet to teach them how to be a pro in this league. They're going to be looking up to him. He's on that big deal. His contract is nearly it's untradeable. Nobody wants that contract. So he's going to be there. He's going to be there. That's just the truth of the matter. He's going to be there, and they're going to have to find out a way to make that work. But I think John Wall is a professional. I think John Wall will like to being around them young guys, and it's going to rejuvenate him and get him to play at a high level.
If you the Celtics, do you take a flyer on John Wall?
No, respectfully, don't do it. I like John Wall's game. I like what he brings to the game. I like he at one point in time, he was one of the best top 5 point guards in the league, maybe at one point in time. And I'm talking like 3-4 years ago. But when you look at Boston and you look at what they're trying to build with Jaylen
Brown,
God.
Jason Tatum.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. When you see what they're trying to build over there, they need a point guard, in my opinion, who can both score, but also at the same time get them involved, get those two guys involved. It's almost like they need somebody like Kyle Lowry, even though they're not going to go out and get him. I think Boston really messed up that whole getting all those draft picks, getting everything that they needed. I think that they just really mismanaged that and didn't get the vital pieces that they needed to be an actual championship team. So now they're looking to, like, they traded Tristan Thompson to Atlanta, right? They're trying to make up for it now. They don't want to give Evan Fournier a contract because they traded for Kemba. You see how that didn't work. Kemba was a scoring guard, but he necessarily didn't get them involved. Now Kemba's out in OKC and probably going to get traded somewhere.
Again.
I know, right? So
Damn.
It's one of those things where I don't see that. And John Wall's contract is massive, bro. He's he's upwards of $40 million in the next 2-3 years of that contract. It's going to be a hard contract to get off, especially with his production. I could see a team having a point guard go down and they're a championship team and they got to take a flyer. And they're like, you know what? We just got to make this move. But to make salaries match, you're going to send some stuff over there, you know? So
Evan Mobley goes to Cleveland out of USC. Surprise at number 4, Scotty Barnes out of Florida State going to Toronto.
Gonna be good. I like him. I like him a lot.
Jalen Suggs, solid pick for the Orlando Magic. Josh Giddey, OKC.
He is the wild card.
They say he can shoot the lights out, though.
Yeah, he's the wild card. He's gonna be in OKC, so he's gonna be doing a lot of losing. But he's a wild card. He can hoop. He can really ball. And now you know the international players are the wave. Everybody wants to find the next Luka.
Right.
He's not Luka, but he can really shoot the basketball and he can get buckets. So we'll see.
Jonathan Kuminga goes to the Warriors. Mo Wagner's younger brother Franz heads out to Orlando as well to join Jalen Suggs. Davion Mitchell coming into Sacktown.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about it. That's implications on Buddy Hield. We still gonna watch out for his free agency situation.
Mm-hmm.
Zaire Williams going to New Orleans.
Like him too.
James Bouknight, UConn Husky, headed down to Charlotte, Brooklyn style kid.
Stop there.
What up?
James Bouknight, along with LaMelo Ball in that backcourt. Get your popcorn ready. That's all I'm gonna say.
Only thing I'm mad about is that means Malik Monk has got to be out of there. Got to be.
Oh, he's out of there. He's out of there for sure.
New York Knicks for sure.
Yeah, Malik Monk is gone, but at the same time, if you look at James Bouknight, he got the Malik Monk type athleticism, if not more, and he can really score. And so I'm looking at it like, all right, that the Malik Monk experiment really didn't work there. It didn't really work. I mean, if we being brutally honest, it didn't work. It's time to move on for that. But Bouknight and LaMelo Ball back there in that backcourt, oh my God. Miles Bridges, that's a team. if you got league pass, you're gonna be wanting to watch them next year. Again.
That's what we was on last year with Miles Bridges. So now you got Miles Bridges, Book Knight, LaMelo Ball. It's gonna be crazy, bro.
Yeah. I like that team.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I like that.
Joshua Primo going to the Spurs. Charles Doherty headed to the Pacers out of Oregon. Moses Moody gets picked up by Golden State.
Golden State. I like what they did. I like Moses Moody. Quick fact. Kay Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, and Moses Moody went all in the top 15. Of course, Kay went number 1. Scotty Barnes went number 4. Moses went number 14. They all played on the same high school team.
And look at their night. And while we're talking about it, look at their night team. It was Jalen Green. Kaminga was on the team.
Yep.
There's one other than was it somebody else was on the team too.
On the Ignite team? Yeah. I don't know if they went. Did he go first?
Nah, he was in the first
round.
Was it Keon? Was it Keon Thompson?
Oh, Isaiah Todd.
Yeah.
Isaiah Todd. Yep. Isaiah Todd.
So that tells you that tells you above anything else. We're done with the traditional way of going to college. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Corey Kispert goes to the Wizards. Alfred Sengun goes to OKC. Trey Murphy III to Memphis. Trey Mann goes to OKC. Kai Jones, who was originally picked by the Knicks, he ends up in Charlotte as well with Book Knight. Jalen Johnson to Atlanta. Keon Johnson,
love that,
gets picked up by the Knicks. Who was the Nets pick? That's why Cameron Thompson. That's the one that fell. He was in the green room for a long time, bro.
Yeah. That's gonna be some motivation for him. Be some motivation for him. I mean, he coming. You playing?
You can hear it in his interviews. He was pissed. But he's motivated at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, going to a good team, his playing time might be limited there, but he might be able to crack the bench rotation. So we'll see what happens there. I want to touch on Houston. I just really love what they did in the draft. You got Jalen Green, and then you turn around and go get Josh Christopher
and Usman.
Yes. And you go get Garuba, who played for Spain. I watched him last night again in the Olympics against Luka, and I mean he looked good. But Josh Christopher from Arizona State. Josh Christopher has the tools to be a really good ball player in this league, and he's exciting. He's exciting, just like Jalen Green. So you add and he got the swag factor. So you adding that over there at Houston, and you getting all of that, and I think Houston Rockets fans should be excited because you lose James Harden, of course, you losing a chance at a championship. Fine. But now you retooling up with players that are going to be excited to play basketball. They play with a swag to them, and they got a type of flair that's going to make you want to come out and watch the game. So good for Houston.
Quick point of note: Luka Garza ends up going to Detroit way in the second round. It was over unders on him and where he's going to get picked. People were thinking he was going to be in the first round.
Yeah, I don't know about him. I seen that he lost a lot of weight. Yeah. He lost a lot of weight from college.
Yeah,
and we all year, I was watching him in college. I brought him up in one of the episodes of the pod, and I'm like, I don't know, like, bro, he gets buckets, but I don't know if that's going to translate to the league. You land in Detroit, they're going to give him a chance to play. He can shoot the rock. He can score on the post. And from the videos I saw, he looked like he got in really good shape. So good for him, man. We'll see what happens there. I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued by him. But we got to give a shot. Oh, sleeper, Atlanta Hawks with picking Sharif Cooper. I thought he was a first round pick. I watched him in college, and he played the point guard position. I don't know if they think he's undersized. He came in measured at 6'4", so he's not undersized for a point guard, in my opinion. But they're measuring him at 6'4", and the people are still saying he's undersized. But he can pass the hell out of the ball. And you put him there now, and he can learn from Trae Young. Atlanta looks good, man. I like what they're doing over there. I think that coming off of going to the Eastern Conference Finals, all they did was tool up to make another run. So Sharif Cooper lands in a great spot. He gets to learn from Trae Young. He gets a coach like Nate McMillan. I think that's going to do wonders for him. Word. But we got to give a shout out. We got to give a shout out to the homegrown talent, man. Shout out to the Chicago Bulls. A shout out to Ayo Dosunmu. Second round pick. Got picked. More. Hey, look, what a story, man. What a story. Go to Morgan Park. You ball out there. You say, all right, I'm going to go to Illinois. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to go to Illinois. You go ball out there. You win a Big Ten championship. You do your thing there. And you get picked by your hometown team, man, in the draft. I seen a video from when he got drafted. It was a beautiful moment. I think that he's going to be great there. I love his game. He brings a tenacity to the game. He'll pick up on defense. He was a leader. He was a proven leader at Illinois.
All-American.
Yeah, he has a great chance to crack the rotation there in Chicago with the guard rotation that they have there, because he's not a scorer like Zach LaVine. Old Kobe White, who likes to get up a lot of threes. For him, he's going to control he can control the second unit. And he's got a coach like Billy Donovan, who was a former point guard. So he'll be able to see the game through his eyes and be able to learn the nuances of the game of being a point guard. So I love that pick there. A lot of people may say that it's pressure to go back home and play at home, but I think he's comfortable there. Look at it. He went to Illinois, so that was at the crib. I think that just gives him a comfort factor that's going to be great for his development. And I think he got a good support system around him. So shout out to Ayo, man. We got to get him on a pod.
Damn right. I was thinking the same thing. I was gonna say this part for the shout outs too, but I'll go ahead and do it again. Another round of applause for the NBA. Beautiful tribute to Terrence Clark and his family. Rika Andrews did a feature on her. Spoke to her. She said she was kind of at a loss for words. They couldn't even really get through it because she was so emotional. But the NBA did a stand-up job and shining the light on who would have been a first-round prospect, a first-round pick out of Kentucky. So
he had a bag. He had a bag on him. I don't know if y'all ever seen Terrence Clark.
He
Kentucky.
Was nasty.
He had a bag.
I didn't watch a whole lot of college basketball, but I did get a chance to check out Kentucky, and Terrence Clark was one of them ones. So salute to the NBA for getting him an honorary draft position. It was a really, really beautiful sight. His family was there. His mom was there. So shout out to the NBA for that one, man. Yeah, man. And then shout out to his teammate, Brandon Boston Jr., who got drafted. He got drafted to the Memphis Grizzlies. Word. And I mean, shout out to Terrence Clark, but also shout out to Brandon Boston Jr. If you know the situation, he was there, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of mental fortitude and for him to keep pushing on. And I know that everything that he's going to be doing in his career is going to be dedicated to Terrence Clark. But shout out to him, man, for getting drafted and just persevering through that. Let's get off into the Olympics, man. The USA been doing too hot. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, all right.
We got smacked around by France.
They okay now. Go ahead.
We got smacked around by France. We getting silver medal after silver medal after silver medal. Our superstars, our top superstars, are pulling out of events left and right.
Well,
what's up? What's up?
Well, let's do this. Let's look at the Olympics, right? I'm gonna just go by medals, right? So currently, right now, the medal count of the U.S. Of the Olympics, I'll just go. China has the most gold medals. They have 24 gold medals, right? The U.S. has 20 gold medals, but we lead with total medals. Gold, silver, bronze. We have a total of 59, where China has 51, and then the next, I think next is like 44. So the U.S. is overall, I believe, showing up, and this is just my belief. At the Olympics, you're facing the best of the best, no matter what competition you're in. So to just be 1, 2, or 3. And to be able to be on that podium, I think speaks volumes. And I think, to me, that holds some weight, no matter if you're a silver medalist or a bronze medalist. Now, with that being said, USA men's basketball is at such a disadvantage, bro, because nobody cares what nobody else does in the Olympics, like whether they come in first, second, or third. But the USA men's basketball team is always expected to win the gold, bro. And I blame the Dream Team, right? But it is what it is. I blame the Dream Team. I blame Mike. I blame Mike. I blame Chuck. I blame Scotty. I blame Carmelo. I blame all of them cats. They set the bar so high that now. It's not only that, Chris, it's not only you got to bring home the gold. You got to dominate and bring home the gold. You got to win by 50, 60.
Exactly.
But Chris, the world nobody wants to hear this. It's two things. The world is catching up, and I said it in the last pod. These are a lot of guys who have never been here before. Never been here. The only guy really who's been here is KD. Everybody else haven't been here. Shout out to KD too. Became the top scorer in Olympic history. Just past Carmelo in the last game. So shout out to him. They just in the US just beat up on the Czech Republic. So they won their 2 games. They advanced to the knockout stage. I think that they're gonna ramp it up.
They best player was Satoransky. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I understand that. But see, that's what I'm saying. It's not fair. It's not fair. Like you win, then it's like, oh, y'all beat them. You lose, y'all lost to them. It's like, you can only play who's in front of you. You can only face the competition that's in front of you.
Good point.
So I look at it like, all right, cool. They did lose, and these games that they lost their first game, and they've been able to rebound. But what I've seen is that it looks like they're getting a little bit more comfortable with each other, and they learning on the fly. They only had about 2 weeks together, and I think that Coach Pop had to take the reins off of the offense a little bit. Let them play, because you're trying to learn a system, and any system, I don't care who you are, you implementing a system in 2 weeks with anybody, it's going to be confusing. I think they were overpassing the ball, trying too hard to work the system instead of just going out there and hooping like they know how to hoop. Durant can go out on, I don't care who's out there. Durant can go out and get 40. Don't matter who out there. But when you're trying to play in a system, now Durant's ending up with 20 points and trying to feed everybody and all of this. So I think going into the knockout stages, they'll be fine. That's just my opinion.
All of the trade stuff with Dame and all of the hype about this player, that player's coming in. And y'all, everybody's a superstar, everybody making max money, but then y'all losing in the prelims. It gave me the notion that they didn't want to be in Tokyo. It's like, let's hurry up and get this over with so we can get up out of here. That was my take.
Yeah, I think it's weird. I think the lack of fans being there. I think their experience is not your typical Olympic experience. So it may feel weird, but as time goes on and you're still in that environment, you start to adapt and you start to adjust. And now you're like, oh, this is our environment. All right, cool. We know what we coming into. And so it's not like the bubble, but they do have a bubble within the Olympic Village, but so many things you can do, so many events you can go to. So like, I think that they're getting adjusted, and I do believe like it's theirs to lose, man. But speaking of the Olympics, I don't know if you've been watching Luka Doncic.
I saw him.
But bro, Luka Doncic is one of the top 5 basketball players in the world. I'm sorry, yo. Like, first of all, I don't know if you haven't watched the Olympics in basketball, normally in the NBA game is 4 12-minute quarters, which is 48 minutes, a 48-minute ball game. In the NBA game, you can call timeouts at any point in time, live or dead ball situations. In the Olympics, in FIBA basketball, you can only call a timeout during a dead ball situation, and players cannot call timeouts. Only coaches can call timeouts. Okay. And in FIBA, you're playing 4 10-minute quarters, which means it's 40 minutes of basketball. Okay. Luka Doncic in 40 minutes of basketball, and he didn't play all 40 minutes, but that first game he played, and I got to pull up who he played against, he scored 43 points and like 12 rebounds. Like
nasty.
Absolutely. And he averaged in his first 2 games 36 points. He was averaging 36 points a game in a 40-minute basketball game when he's not playing all 40 minutes. So that just tells you how dominant he is. And he's used to the international game. He's used to the intensity. Because if you see it, it's very intense. It's very intense, and he's used to it. I watched the game last night. They played Spain. It was like 2:00 in the morning. Don't ask me why I was up. I was up watching the game. It was amazing, bro. Spain basically took the page out of what teams do in the NBA and basically started double teaming him at half court. Took the ball out of his hands. I think he ended up with like 14 points. Yeah. He had 13 rebounds and 9 assists, right? So Slovenia won, by the way. So Luka is now 19-0 when he plays for the international team.
To this day!
He has not lost on the international stage, including the Olympics. This dude is crazy, man. I don't know. Like, you know, when you're seeing something, like when you're seeing a player and you're seeing him at the beginning of his career and you like just saying like, yo, we witnessing something here. I'm going to stay tuned. That's how I feel about Luka. I just feel like he's scratching the surface. He's only 22. Yeah. That's all I just want to give my props to Luka. He's amazing. The knockout stages will be amazing. And don't knock Slovenia. They have Dragic on the team, but they could be a sleeper. I don't see them winning the gold, but you don't. And they did win, so they play the U.S. next. Sorry, they do play the U.S. next. I'm tuning in.
Simone Biles pulling out. Naomi Osaka got knocked out straight sets, man. Sha'Carri, obviously not there. She put a tweet out saying, y'all miss me yet? So it was kind of controversial earlier this week. But women taking the hit, man, they're not doing the greatest in the Olympic play, man.
I want to stop and give flowers to Simone Biles. We just have to.
Straight up.
If Simone... Yeah, they wildin'. But if Simone wow, bro. All right. I want to take this time, man, to give my flowers to Simone Biles. Like, honestly, we have to. And I just want to say this. If Simone Biles never competed in another event ever again in the Olympics, she is by far, it's not even close, the greatest women gymnast ever. She has nothing to prove. Like, literally, like, imagine being that much better than people where they don't even know how to judge you. They don't even know how to score her, bro, because the shit that she's doing is they haven't seen. So in gymnastics, they don't even know how to score her properly. So shit that she's doing is so, like, difficult and so off the scale that they're deducting her points when they're like, she's like, how are you deducting me points and you've never seen it before? You get what I'm saying? Right. Like, for me to even try that, it's ridiculous, but you're going to deduct me and guard and judge me as if it's a regular move, right? So that's not the reason why she's pulling out, but I'm just giving her flowers because what she's done in gymnastics is unheard of, it's unprecedented, and she deserves that. And I say this because I'm like, people are saying that she pulled out of the Olympics because she's scared to lose. Why? My legacy is set. I'm the best by far. I'm just not, I can't do this because she has something called the twisties. I don't know if you saw her explaining it. What the condition is, the twisties, where she's twisting in the air, and because of whatever, her mind and her body is not in sync. When she's twisting, she doesn't know where she's at. So she doesn't know when she's going to land. Wow. And if you see how you're twisting and you're landing, you could kill yourself.
For sure.
You could break your neck. You could severely hurt yourself. Yeah, I'm not doing that either. I'm sitting out. So I'm glad she kind of explained that to people so they could understand where she's coming from, but she didn't owe anybody explanation. She could just said, I'm not doing this shit. And everybody should just been like, cool, and giving her flowers and let her walk on. But I seen people taking shots at her, trying to make it seem like she she quit on her team, like she did this, she did that. Like, it's a whole bunch of nonsense, it's a whole bunch of garbage, and she deserves her flowers. She's the best to ever do this shit, and respect her as such.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk put out a rant basically saying that Simone Biles was a selfish psychopath and a shame to the country. He also said we're raising a generation of weak people like Simone Biles. I want to be the first. If I haven't been the first, I want to be the first to say, fuck Charlie Kirk.
Dang, straight like that. That's ridiculous to me, bro. Now, how could you be so Chris? You could be so dominant at something, and you know your body, you know yourself better than anybody, and you telling people I can't perform under these conditions because it's something to do with me, nothing else. And you so good at what you're doing, you expecting people to just understand, but yet they're taking shots at you and telling you that you're a quitter and you're a coward and this, that, and the third. And I hate to say this. I hate to say it, but we got to say it. She's a black woman. She's a black woman on this stage where it's not a lot that look like her doing this. I get it.
We know what's going on.
We know what's up.
Tap in with us. Let us know how y'all feeling about the bands for this week. Hit us up on the Instagram, the Hitmen Podcast, at Labeled and Known, at Mo_Sal1. Hit us up in the mailbag. Don't forget the Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Let's do these quick hits real quick, big dog.
Let's get into it.
So, Kevin Love put out a sneak diss to Jerry Colangelo after he was kicked off the team or did he decide to walk away from the U.S. national team? Which one was it? I'm confused.
It was none of the above. Jerry Colangelo was asked about Kevin Love.
Right.
And he said that Kevin Love reached out to him and expressed his his desire to want to play on the team,
right?
The USA team,
right?
He said he was in shape and all of these things, and so Jerry Colangelo was like, "Yo, we need somebody who can shoot, a veteran, somebody who knows the USA Olympic grind." So they allowed him to be on the team. He says that not hindsight, but he came in and he was out of shape and he wasn't ready. So it was a mistake to put him on the team. To that, Jerry Colangelo is out of bounds. Sorry.
Think so?
He's out of bounds.
You think
he's
so?
Out of bounds. Yeah, he out of bounds.
Damn.
He's completely out of bounds because guess who didn't play in the Olympics? Guess who said they didn't want to play in the Olympics? You want to go down a list of people who are not playing? Kyrie. You want to I can keep going. Steph Curry. There's no superstars playing in this Olympics except for KD. I mean, all the superstars in the league had a chance. LeBron, he could have gave it one last chance, said, I'm going to just play one last time. He could have. He said, no, I'm focused on Space Jam 2, whatever. All the superstars in the NBA said no to the USA Olympic team.
True.
Kevin Love hit you up and said, I want to play. If you didn't want him to play, just say no. But don't come out while he in Tokyo and try to bash the man. You lost Bradley Beal before this.
Word.
You lost Bradley Beal and had to go replace him with JaVale McGee.
Word.
Like, I'm no disrespect to JaVale McGee. He has carved out a great career for himself. But bro, you lost Bradley Beal and replaced him with JaVale McGee. That just lets you know who wasn't trying to play. So and it's not like they're getting paid for this. They're not. It's the Olympics. You don't get paid. You get paid from endorsements.
Right.
You don't get paid for this.
Right.
He's doing this. So don't bash him because now it looks bad to people who may want to express their opinion and want to play in the USA Olympics coming down the line. And Kevin Love has great relationships with people in the league. So, I mean, I think it was out of bounds.
Mike D'Antoni stepping away from the Nets as an assistant coach. Looks like arrows are all pointing towards him getting back into a head coaching position sooner than later. If I was him, I would have got a ring. I'd have stuck around for next season. You feel me?
Well, it's on Steve Nash now. Everybody thought Mike D'Antoni was the one like secretly just pressing all the buttons in the background while Steve Nash was over there clapping it up. So now Mike D'Antoni is gone. Now Steve Nash really, man, I can't wait to see next season. I want to just see how it just goes because everybody's going to be at full strength.
The season starts back early. It's back to regularly scheduled program. So.
Yes. So Mike D'Antoni, I mean, he stays getting jobs in the NBA, but not going to say that he hasn't had great seasons, but he doesn't preach defense, and like that's not going to ever win when it gets to winning time. So we'll see what happens there. And speaking on that real quick, I don't think we even knocked on it, but shout out to all the job vacancies in the NBA getting filled by head coaches. We didn't even really touch on that.
Garden West Unseld Jr.
Yes, sir. We can keep going. Chauncey Billups. I mean, the names keep going on and on. And it was like 7 out of the 8 got filled by black coaches, and we were just talking about this last year about like what are they going to do? Like how are we going to make this? Like why are these coaches getting passed up on these jobs?
What's my man's name? Coach of the Celtics, Udoka, right?
Oh, Udoka. Yeah,
Neil Long husband.
Yeah, Neil Long will be at the Boston game. That's enough said. But but no, it's just good to see. It's good to see that and I wish that Washington would have gave Sam Cassell the job, but it's okay. I think Sam Cassell is next to get a job in the
Handy
NBA.
too, man. I've been screaming for Handy to get a job for 2 years now. What's up?
Handy is cool. He get to coach LeBron, AD, and now Westbrook on the sideline. He get to develop them. So, and if you ever seen, shout out to All the Smoke. I think we talked about that. His interview on All the Smoke is amazing. He gets to talk about, he's coached the greats. He coached Kobe. He coached Kawhi. Yeah, he coached Kawhi, he coached Bron, he coached Kyrie, he's coached all these guys. So I think that he's in a sweet position. But one day he might get a chance. But Sam Cassell is well deserving. But shout out to them coaches that's getting chances in the league to show, first time coaches, and more importantly, they're not bad situations.
Fact though.
They're manageable situations.
Speaking of bad situations, after Aaron Rodgers played with y'all emotions all off season, he finally goes back to the Packers, and they met his list of demands since he held y'all hostage, bringing back his top wide receiver, the kid Randall Cobb is home, baby. What's up? And Justin Fields is waiting on y'all. By the way,
all right.
Just let you know.
I don't like to. I'm not gonna harp too long on the Packers, man. Whatever, bro. Bear gang over here, bear down all day, every day. But very interesting about this Aaron Rodgers thing. I'm kind of salty. I wish Aaron Rodgers would have just told them, like, yo, I'm gonna retire. Give us a chance to go ahead and win the NFC real quick, the NFC North, and go ahead and do our thing. But it's okay. I like it better this way. I like to take the hard route of doing things. So that's cool. Aaron Rodgers comes back.
Ric Flair say, if you want to beat a man,
you gotta beat the man. You already know how it goes. But Aaron Rodgers comes back. He brings Randall Cobb back, but this ain't Randall Cobb from 5 years ago, bro. Sorry. Devontae Adams is there now. You got all type of weapons. You good. But basically, Randall Cobb comes back and the GM says, I did it for Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers was very candid. Very, very, very candid and open and transparent in his press conference. If you have not seen it, you should go listen to it. He tells, like, normally things like this, players don't come out and say. He came dead out and said, yup, I want to be made part of decisions here. They didn't make me part of the decisions here. And I stayed my ass at home pretty much. And they played me. I watched the draft and they let the draft go and come and they didn't say nothing to me. And I wasn't happy about that. But I'm going to play. And they restructured his contract. It looks like this next coming year may be his last year in Green Bay.
Right.
He's going to go out with hurrah. He didn't like how they treated old players, such as a Randall Cobb and other players who used to play for the Packers that were on their way out the door. He felt like they didn't get the respect they deserved. I respect Aaron Rodgers for that. I respect him for that. Like, I've never heard a player just come out and be open about management and the stuff that they do wrong.
And he just got another championship ring being a part owner of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, man. So I think that athletes now, I mean, the shoe is on the other foot. Like, yeah, y'all not going to make this narrative all about us being divas and, oh, we did this and we did that and that's why we getting traded. Nah, we going to put the onus on y'all too. Y'all do shit that's not cool. And we gonna call y'all out for it. So shout out to Aaron Rodgers, but that's all he get. He just get a shout out for talking. He don't get a shout out for coming back because we still we got some unfinished business with them.
Yo, this is Doma T Pongo when you checking in with the Hitman podcast.
I ain't even tried for them Travis Scott ones. There's a couple of things I got my eyes on before the summer's over with, but we're gonna talk about it in a minute. It's the rundown. Let's do it. Slow week this week, slow burn this week. The only thing I really seen that caught my attention was another pair of human races. Pharrell joint coming out before the week is over. We in the first week of August. I was expecting something for back to school for the shorties, but nothing much. You got something on the plate?
No. You know what? I don't have anything on the plate, but I did see something that I was interested in. I don't know what they're called. I haven't done my research on it. Maybe you can come back and tell me what it is later on. But Kanye did his show in Atlanta at the stadium, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and he wore some Yeezys that I've never seen before. Yeah, and they like orange, got a crazy soul to them. Normally, I'm not really a fan, but those are sick. I like them. I like that. I can get it. So you said a 660?
Yeah, I think it's like 600, 660, something like that.
Okay, I've never seen that. I've never seen that model.
Not brand new. It ain't even out.
Yeah, it's not out. Yeah, exactly. So whenever those drop, you gotta have that on the shoe going down. But yeah, nothing else really caught my eye. I did enter the drawing for the Travis ones. I gotta check my bank account. I blindly entered some drawings for $1 on StockX. I randomly just did it. It's probably like $20. I don't know what I did. But I need to check my bank account because I might have got shot. So
let's talk about Kyrie for a second. So news broke about Kyrie 8, and he instantly debunked it, saying he had nothing to do with it. He's not endorsing it. He feels ashamed for anybody that's a supporter of the Kyrie brand. But Nike didn't consult him, and he's not having it. What say you?
I don't know the ins and outs of shoes and how that process goes, but I've heard that this can happen, that this does happen. Normally when something like this happens, it's the team that Kyrie is around that allowed this to happen, that maybe didn't turn in something in time, that didn't run something past somebody, and didn't handle business correctly. And I say this because the next day after Kyrie made those comments, he dropped his representation. You know that. Yeah. And so Kyrie left Rock Nation Sports, and those events have to be directly correlated. That has to be something that happened there. They dropped the ball. Something with the, I'm assuming something was supposed to be ran by him that didn't get ran by him. People probably okayed some stuff that wasn't supposed to okay some stuff. Or people just let some stuff just fall simply through the cracks. He can't see everything. He's probably got a lot of things going on. So yeah, you dropping your team, that must mean that they knew something that you didn't. So hopefully Nike does right by him, allows him to take a look at the design and make some changes, whatever necessary changes need to be made, because his brand does pretty well.
Yeah, I told you he's the people's champ when it comes to the kids. They stay in his shoes when back to school comes. So
they're comfortable. I hoop in them. I hoop in Kyrie.
You got a pair of Kyries?
I got every Kyrie except for I stopped copping them after the 5, but I have every pair. Like they super comfortable. I love them.
Speaking of being comfortable, I've probably been running the game show for a good 2 months, but I'm gonna let my brother get back in the driver's seat.
All right.
You back 2 weeks in a row, you here to stay. So we on episode 50. It's only right that Mo bring it in. So game show, what you got for me?
All right, man. So we're gonna talk about a hometown guy, Mr. Anthony Davis. All right. AD is known to put up a lot of points whenever he feels like it, right? He can score from everywhere on the floor, things of that nature. Anthony Davis has played against every team in the NBA, of course, right? He's put up a lot of career highs. What team out of these 3 has AD put up his least amount of points against? Is it the Sacramento Kings? Is it the New Orleans Pelicans? Or is it the Toronto Raptors?
His least amount of points.
Yes.
In his career or just in the season?
Just against this, he has a career high against any team.
Right,
he got, how you have a career high against all type of teams, right?
Right.
Who has he put his career low against? His career low against. It's either, like I said, Sacramento, New Orleans Pelicans, or the Toronto Raptors. There's 32 teams, so I just limited it down to 3.
There's 30 teams. New Orleans.
Yeah. New Orleans?
Yeah.
Final answer?
That's my final answer. New Orleans, I think.
It's wrong. That would have been a good pick. That would have been a good pick. I wanted you to think about that because remember when they went back to New Orleans with LA, he dropped a 50 burger on them. Remember?
Not stupid.
When he went back, LeBron force fed him, he scored 50. His actual low against any team is the Toronto Raptors, which is 27 points. And just to give you, because this is an amazing stat. I saw it and I was like, this is amazing. I'll give a quick rundown of not all the teams, but a few of the teams. Against Anthony Davis against these teams, these are his career highs. Atlanta Hawks, 43 points. Boston Celtics, 45. Brooklyn Nets, 44. Charlotte Hornets, 46. Bulls, 36. Cavs, 38.
Y'all get the point.
Mavs, 48. Nuggets, 50. Detroit Pistons, 59. I could keep going on and on. And honestly, the only team that he scored under 30 as a career high is the Toronto Raptors.
And he still needs Russell Westbrook to help him get another championship. Damn.
No. Damn. Russell needs them to win.
Damn.
They already got that. Cool question though, man. Shout out to AD. I didn't know he get a lot of buckets. I didn't realize that too till I saw this. I'm like, damn.
Shout out.
Man. Woo. Shout outs this week. Every time, I be feeling like I don't be want to leave people out all the time, man. And I feel like I got the same shout outs, but I be running into people, man.
They be hot about the shout outs. Like, damn.
Some people.
Shout me out. Just got a new job, got a haircut. You feel me? I just want a date for the first time in 3 years. You feel me? You ain't shout me out. What's up, Mo?
Mo. I'm gonna shout out my team. I work with. I ain't gonna shout out the company. They don't pay me. They don't pay me enough for that yet. Hopefully in the future, but I love them. My team is a dope team I work with, and they actually are listeners of the pod, and they are avid listeners, and it surprised me, So I do want to give them shout outs. It's too many people to name. They know who they are. When you listen, just tell me you just hit me up and let me know you heard this and you got a shout out. So shout out to them. Shout out to my brother Sadiq. He has a clothing line. It's called Distinct Visionary Clothing. I do want to give him a shout out because I see him working hard on that brand. I see you. We gonna take that to the next level for sure. So much shout out, man. So many different people that I want to shout out, man. I'm gonna save it though. That's what I want to give a shout out to right now. I know you are the king of shout outs. You be rattling them off like a DJ in the nightclub. Yo, shout out to V102 and them.
I just show love, bro.
I feel you. I feel you, bro. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Shout out to Danusia Francis. She took on the gold medal in gymnastics for Jamaica, but she won the medal on a torn ACL and didn't tell nobody about it.
Damn.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Damn.
Amazing.
Salute.
So shout out to her. I also want to give a quick shout out to the usual suspects, to black podcasters, the ones that we champion and fuck with the hardest. Supreme Pod guy, Jay Sims, over at the Reason to Doubt podcast.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Dino, KO, and Cardi on Taper Talk. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my boy M Jizzle. MG and Shotty, what up? The Finding Victories podcast, on BlissSportsNetwork.com. It's another podcast I wanted to shout out. I'll give it to y'all next week. Don't forget, y'all, make sure y'all rate, review, and subscribe. Rate, review, and subscribe. Rate, review, subscribe. Pay attention. We everywhere that podcasts live. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and many more. Hit us up in the mailbag. Let us know what's going on. The Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. Y'all can check us out on the socials. Instagram at the Hitmen Podcast, at Labeled and Known, at Mo_Sal1. We on the YouTube, the pilot lit, and we ain't going back. You did what I'm saying? Get on YouTube and check out this 4K butter.
Get familiar, please.
You dig what I'm saying? And one more time.
Let's run it up.
For episode 50 and beyond, don't you ever forget in your life.
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to acknowledge it.
All right, it was a miracle. Can we go now?
We gon' holla.
Center. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life. Curry way down top. Oh, what a shot from Curry.
We almost forgot that doodoo ass trade that the Sixers tried to pull off with the Warriors. They asked for everything in the world. They asked for Riley Curry, Aisha Curry, Cannon Curry, Sonya Curry, 4 draft picks, a cowboy hat, some flip flops.
We can always get back. We can always get back to that because that's gonna be going on the whole summer.